I spent a lot of years studying how very simple games can tell us a lot about what's happening under the hood. And at some point I got very interested in this idea about how to make the rubber hit the road in terms of taking these tests out of the lab and making something that could help people in terms of concussion, in terms of mild cognitive impairment on the way to dementia, and so on. So this was the genesis of Braincheck, was figuring out, can we take all of this decades of work from the laboratory and turn it into a fast, rapid, portable way of being able to tell what's happening in somebody's brain.
Everybody has a personal connection to brain health. So many people have either had a concussion themselves or know somebody who's had a concussion. Dementia is nearly ubiquitous. 2 out of my 4 grandparents have dementia. So I think that because it's so relatable and understandable, people want to support what matters to them.
The tests we're measuring are very fundamental issues about decision making and reaction time and perception and cognition. So these don't vary much across the day or the week or something like that, except when people get things like a head injury or they start moving into dementia. Then we measure these big changes. So one of the really important things we need to do is establish somebody's baseline. In other words, how they do under normal circumstances. With athletes, for example, we measure everybody at the beginning of the season so we know exactly where they stand. Then, if they hit their head on the field, we immediately take them to the sidelines and measure them again. And we can see the difference between their baseline test and what happens post-incident. So this helps the clinician be able to make an accurate assessment of where somebody is in terms of their concussion and their recovery.
Braincheck participated in an accelerator program at the Texas Medical Center. And one of our friends who runs the accelerator was in a car accident. He didn't think a lot of it, he kind of shrugged it off and wasn't gonna go and see a doctor. Because he was our friend, he was one of our beta testers and he had a Braincheck baseline. And after his car accident, he took Braincheck again. And that prompted him to go to the doctor. It turned out that he had a concussion and a significant one. Without Braincheck, he would have been just right back at work the next day. Now that he had Braincheck, he was able to see the extent of the changes to his brain performance and stay home, take that time to recover, and also monitor his recovery using our tool.
So we're running down on kickoff and we hit what we call the wedge. And so we blow the wedge up. Bodies fall, we fall to the ground, he falls to the ground. And I get up and I'm at that time we would say, hey, my head is ringing. I kind of think about, now what if we had a tool like that then? Where was my normal function, right? And then versus my after a hit function. As a football player, you take a lot of hits your whole career. You start off maybe in Little League, some kids start off in Pop Warner, but then you get progressively harder when you get to high school and to college. Now you can say, hey, look, I've had a couple of hits. I need to stop right now before this thing declines and gets worse. And I think Braincheck tool helps provide that to an athlete and to a parent who wants to make sure that they're doing the best that they can to monitor their kids' brain health in sports.
In the next year, we expect our team to grow as we build out our sales and marketing capabilities, as well as continuing to advance the product and really tailor it to the different markets. Our goal is for cognitive health assessment to be a routine part of healthcare. Everybody should know what is their cognitive health status.